So ultio Epaphroditi, chapter 34, last chapter, Latin 2. So last one of these we do until Latin 3 next August. So in this chapter they give you present passive infinitives. Talked about those, how they're formed. Also the future passive, which is not surprising. It forms like the present and imperfect future passive, it forms like the present and imperfect passive, just uses Arwister, Mermini, Inter. It doesn't give you the future perfect passive, but as we talked about in class, that forms like the pluperfect passive, and that is the participle again. But instead of a helping verb of eram rat, it's era reseret. So we talked about that. Right? You want to know the passive of, you want to know the future perfect passive as well. Maybe that's not in the book. So in this translation, as always, the verbs are underlined in red. The subjunctives are highlighted in green. And then the future passives I've highlighted in yellow. So not very long. First paragraph. Epaphroditius, paride aquae domitia elusus, eius ocisci vehementissime cupieba. Imperator quoque ira et suspicione commotus Epaphroditum saepe hordabatur, ut paridum domitiamque uniret. Epaphrodito tamen difficula erat domitiam uxorum imperatoris eparidum pantominum dontissimum aperte accusare auxilium igitur ab amico Gaio Savio liberale petiwit. Okay. So Epaphroditus, right? He's modified here by Eleusis. So Epaphroditus, having been tricked by the ablative agent, by Paris and Domitia. So what did he do? The verb kupiebat. He desired to get revenge on them, right? To avenge them. Vehementissime, very eagerly. Superlative adverb. Imperator quoque. So the emperor also, all right, here we have commotus modifying imperator, where it's also nominative singular, so they go together. The emperor, moved by the ablative means here, by anger and suspicion, often was encouraging, right, this is the deponent verb, hortor, hortari, hortatisum, was encouraging Epaphroditus to do something, to punish Paris and Domitia. Right, Quay puts and in front. So indirect command, right? He was encouraging him to do something. So this is our verb that indicates an attempt to get someone else to do something. That's your clue here that a indirect command is coming. And the opinieret is the imperfect subjunctive here of the indirect command. However, it was difficult for the day of the duty infinitive, right? So it was difficult for Epaphroditus to aperte accusare, to openly accuse, right? Here's our infinitive, right? You know, in an infinitive in this construction, right? It was difficult for him to openly accuse, okay, the accusatives, Domitia, apposition, the wife of the emperor, and Paris, apposition, again, a very well-known pantomime. So, however, it was difficult for the dative, Epaphroditus, to openly accuse the accusative, Domitia, the wife of the emperor, and Paris, a very well-known pantomime. Probably not that big of a deal to accuse pantomime, but in conjunction with the wife of the emperor, kind of problematic. All right. So therefore, igitur, verb is petiwit, he sought, looked for, the accusative, help, ab, from, his friend, Gaius Salvius Liberalis, that guy. It looks different there. But it's that Salvius, of course. Our Salvius. Epaphroditus non modo ego inquit sed etiam imperator poenas paridis domitiaeque cupit. Si me in hac re adueris magnum premium tibi dabitur. So Epaphroditus says, not only I, but also the emperor. Right? That's good English too. Right? If you say not only, you need but also. So not only I, but also the emperor desires the punishments. So he desires the accusative, and then paradis and domitiae are both genitive. Paradis has to be a genitive, right? Third declension, singular genitive. So punishments of Paris and Domitia. So he wants them to be punished. If adjuveris, right? We saw this type of conditional where it's if the future perfect, then the future. So if this will have happened, this will happen. So if you will have helped me in this thing, a great reward will be given. There's our future, the apodosis here, will be given to you. So if you will have helped me in this thing, a great reward will be given to you. Salvius re polisper cogitata tranquille respondit. So Salvius, out of absolute here. They've given you commas, so it makes it a little easier. So the thing having been thought about for a little while, so having thought about the thing for a little while, still best probably to be literal at this point. So the thing having been thought about for a little while. He responded calmly. Confide mihi, amice. Ego tibi rem totam administrabo, insidiae parabuntur, domitia et paris insidias elicientur, ambo capientur, et punientur. So, trust me, right? Mihi's dative, object of a special verb, right? This verb has different prefixes here. It also appears without a prefix, right? Still takes a dative. So, trust me, friend, I will handle future, right? Future be, will handle, will administer, will manage the accusative, the rem totem, the whole thing for you. Remember the declension of rem? It's fifth, right? Insidiae, another word that's plural in Latin, but we'll take it as a singular in English. So a trap or an ambush will be prepared. This is a future passive. Right? So have our future be, and then our enter ending. Okay. Remember, it's future be plus a third conjugation ending. That's why there's a U. Domitia and Paris, right? They will be lured into the trap. Future passive again. Future E this time. Future E plus enter. Both will be captured. Future E passive again. And will be punished. Future passive again. Okay. What accidet, future E, will happen to Domitia? Dative, right? What will happen to Domitia? Asked Epaphroditus. Domitia, so Domitia, accusabitur, she will be accused. Damnabitur, she will be condemned. Fortasse relegabitur, perhaps she will be exiled. So Salvi is very confident here. In Paris, Salvius laughed. He will be removed. He will be moved out of the way. So probably he won't get off with a simple exile. Future be, right? Passive here. Future be, third conjugation form after that in the passive, right? So moabitur. Okay. All right. So on to Epaphroditi. Will the revenge plan work? Will Paris and Domitia trick Epaphroditus and Salvius together? Will Domitia be exiled? Will Paris be removed? Whatever that means. Let's just have to find out this chapter. All right. So until next year.